And hello, good evening, good morning, good night. Welcome to In Song and Story, Season 2, Episode number 20. This is the 24th of February 2021. I'm in perky humour for some reason. We're just setting up, and as soon as we just said we'll go, the neighbour let the dog out. But hopefully you won't be able to hear him. Anyway, just in great humour tonight. I don't know why that would be. I think we see a light at the end of the tunnel. We're hoping our tours to Ireland, if not in the summertime, certainly in the autumn, may well go. And Tracy and myself, to a lesser degree, we've been working on a brand new event. It's called the Celtic Heritage Festival of Savannah. And this was to be the first year. It was going to be physical, but now it's not. It's going to be virtual. And we have Cherish the Ladies, who are one of the foremost Irish bands in the world. Joni Madden and Cherish the Ladies are going to be playing on it. Kieran Sheehan from Ireland, who was on Broadway with as the Phantom. So I'll give you more information, but I'm chuffed because we just got a little recording sent over from my hometown, Drogheda. A girl, 14-year-old little girl called Orla McDermott, and she's going to introduce the whole festival by singing the Irish national anthem. So we're chuffed. Okay, 3 songs this evening. Let's start off in Scotland. And a couple of weeks ago, I played a song called Red is the Rose, and it was the same melody as used in this particular song, the Bonny Banks of Loch Lomond. So I want to send this out to Jennifer Squires. She said that the Bonny Banks is one of her favourite songs. If you've never been to, put it on your bucket list. Loch Lomond, about an hour or so north of Glasgow. It is the largest freshwater lake in Great Britain, and just absolutely beautiful, beautiful scenery. You can take a cruise on the loch. But this song comes to us from 1745. From the time of the Jacobite Wars. The song was first published in 1841, but it may well have been a Jacobite song that was written on an older song, like an 18th century song, 1700 someone. I read this in researching an erotic love song. What does that mean even now? How they were writing those kind of things back in the 1700s, really. I gotta watch more TV. But one of Scotland's famous songs, the Bonny Banks of Loch Lomond, from the Jacobite Wars, 1745, when Scotland invaded England, and after their defeat, the ragtag army of Scots made their way back up through the middle of England, heading home to Scotland. There were some stragglers, of course. 2 soldiers who were friends were captured close to the town of Carlisle in the north of England, very close indeed to the Scottish border, and they were thrown into jail as fate would have it. One was executed, the other was set free in the same hour of the same day. Celtic mythology suggests if you die away from your homeland, you're transported home instantaneously at the moment of death by way of the low or the spirit road. And so it was with the executed soldier. His friend who was set free was obliged to trudge home the regular or the high road. And so you get the line, you take the high road and I'll take the low road. Commonly thought to be a love song, there is a suggestion that the song was actually written about these 2 soldiers. And it's just a great song, the Bonny Banks of Loch Lomond. By yon bonny banks and by yon bonny braes, where the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond, me and my true love were ever one to be, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. I'll take the low road. I'll be in Scotland before you. For me and my true love, we will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. 'Twas there that we parted by yon shady glen, on the steep, steep side of Ben Lomond, where in deep purple hues the highland hills we view, and the moon coming out in the glow. You'll take the high road, I'll take the low road. I'll be in Scotland before you. For me and my true love, we will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Wee birdies sing and the wildflowers spring, and in sunshine the waters are sleeping, but the broken heart will ken no second spring again, and the world doesn't know how we're greeting. You'll take the high road, I'll take the low road. I'll be in Scotland before you. For me and my true love, we will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. You'll take the high road, I'll take the low road. I'll be in Scotland before you. For me and my true love, we'll never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. On the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. On the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. The bonny banks of Loch Lomond. And so here's the thing. My introduction to that song is somewhat romanticized, and if you do some research and about the Jacobite Wars and the stragglers, the Scottish stragglers, their fate was a little bit more, a lot more gruesome and gory than that. But you know, I prefer the folk aspect of it. So there you go. And it's kind of a nice introduction. Maybe naive, maybe not. Sláinte. I was also going to include this song in my Valentine's Day program, but I couldn't get my act together with the song. I'm still not sure I can get my act together. Anyway, this goes out to my friend Ed Crossan. We met 4 days after I came to America back in 1980 in a place called Bredingham's Pub. outside of Philadelphia, and we were auditioning, and the owner, Frank Brittingham, asked Ed, who was a piano player and played with a band, several bands, and what he thought of these young folk coming over from Ireland. We were full of, blow and bluster and all kinds of stuff. Thought we were going to set the world on fire. After all these years, didn't happen. Anyway, so he gave us a good report, Ed. We've been friends ever since. He is all of his life has been a fan of the Moody Blues until probably tonight when I do this. And it's from the Days of Future Past, written by Justin Hayward. Give it a shot. Never ever before in my life have I even tried this song. Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I've always missed, with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore, 'cause I love you, I love you, oh, I love you. Gazing at people, some hand in hand, just what I'm going through, they can't understand. Some try to tell me thoughts they cannot defend, just what you want to be, you'll be in the end, 'cause I love you, I love you, oh, I love you. Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I've always missed, with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore, 'cause I love you, I love you, oh, I love you. Song for Ed. Sorry if I messed it up a little bit, but again, not used to it at all. So, all good. Okay, let's finish off with an old traditional piece. This is again, this is a song I don't do and have not done that often. It's been there in my head for years and years. Written, the song is called Maggie. I know it as Maggie, but originally it was written as When You and I Were Young, Maggie. It was written in 1864, written by a man named George Washington Johnson from Hamilton in Ontario. He was a school teacher, and he fell in love with one of his students, a girl called Margaret Clark, and he wrote the song about her. I think she died early from tuberculosis. But James Butterfield put music to it a year later in 1865, and it's just become this great song, When You and I Were Young, Maggie. And then in 1926, the playwright Sean Casey, for his play, the play was The Plough and the Stars, 1926. He reconfigured, and apparently, I'm not sure of this, but apparently he wrote new lyrics to it and called it Nora. And under that guise, it was a big hit for Johnny McAvoy in the 60s or 70s at home as Nora. The Dannon with Maura O'Connell did a version in the 1990s. Again, it was called Maggie, but it was with the new lyric, the Nora lyric. And also the Fury Brothers did a version with the Nora, which is the one I'm going to do. But Foster and Allen, which were a great duo from Ireland, they had a big hit with this song years and years ago, and it was the original version, When You and I Were Young, Maggie. Anyway, I'll leave you with this song. Again, I don't do it too often. I'm losing the light here a little bit, so it's time to go, time to have a quick drink. I feel very positive about the way things are going, especially here in this country, in the United States of America. Deaths and hospitalizations are down, vaccines are up. I know it's slow to roll out back in Ireland, slow to roll out in different places, but we are getting there, and there's light at the end of the tunnel. So sláinte. Thank you so much for joining me, and you'll find me here again next week. Next week is number 20. We will probably go to 26. That will be 2 seasons of 26 each, a full year, and we may give it rest then, because I think we're coming out of this pandemic. Maggie. Come on. The violets were scenting the woods, Maggie, displaying their charms to the bees. When I first said I loved only you, Maggie, you said you loved only me. The chestnut bloom gleams through the glade, Maggie, the robin sang out from the tree. When I first said I loved only you, Maggie, you said you loved only me. The golden dew daffodils shone, Maggie, you danced in the breeze on the lea. When I first said I loved only you, Maggie, and you said you loved only me. The birds in the trees sang their songs, Maggie, of happy transports to be. When I first said I loved only you, Maggie, you said you loved only. The high D is driving me nuts, you know. Our hopes they have never come true. Maggie, our dreams were never to be. When I first said I loved only you, Maggie, you said you loved only me. When I first said I loved only you, Maggie, and you said you loved only me. Ooh, that's a nasty eye. Thank you very much for joining me. Good night, God bless.